The post-credits scene of Spider-Man Brand New Day didn't mean much to many people, but it actually connects directly to Doomsday and Secret Wars. In this video, I break down what we should take away from the post-credits scene, why Peter isn't in Doomsday, and how he'll return, all in detail. Ned's Spidey tracker opens exactly where you'd expect, over Queens. A blinking marker in the neighborhood we've followed this Peter through for years. Then the view pulls back, past the city, past the curve of the planet, past the moon, until the interface is nothing but black space with a signal buried inside it. That's when the picture breaks apart. Then the card arrives, promising only that Spider-Man will return, refusing to name Doomsday, refusing to name Secret Wars, refusing to name anything. Everyone walked out asking where Spider-Man went. I think that's the wrong question. What I keep circling is whether the tracker is still looking at the same Spider-Man it started with. Most people read that as Tom Holland's Peter vanishing from Earth, the app chasing him into the void. It's clean, it's obvious, and I don't buy it. The way I see it, the Queen signal never stopped being Tom. The scene isn't showing one Spider-Man moving, it's showing a second one appearing, somewhere the tracker was never built to reach. And yes, a sighting app built by a college kid has no business locating anybody past lunar orbit. I won't try to solve it. The tracker isn't technology here. It's a storytelling device, handing us information Peter doesn't have yet. The glitching isn't decoration either. That distortion lands the moment the map leaves our reality behind, which reads like interference from realities grinding against each other. Something is collapsing, and the signal is coming from the other side of it. That's visual evidence though, not confirmation. Which is why I think the second signal belongs to Tobey Maguire. No Way Home gave us Peter 2 with a history and real emotional weight, and treated him as a genuine presence here, not a novelty. A post-credit scene about discovering another Spider-Man lands harder if it's a Spider-Man we've already met, not an anonymous variant behind a blinking dot. Tobey's Peter has physically been here. He was pulled into this reality and left a trace in it, so locking onto him is easier to believe than the scene introducing a Peter we've never seen. Then there's Ned. In No Way Home, his portal is what drags Peter 2 into the final fight. If something Ned built is now what finds that same Spider-Man again. That's a gorgeous loop. I'm not saying the app is magical, it would just be very Marvel. To be fair, the scene never shows a face or names anyone. Tobey is my interpretation, not a fact. So where is that signal coming from? My theory is that it opens Avengers Doomsday, and I want you to picture it as a sequence. An incursion is tearing through Tobey Maguire's universe. Not a villain, not an invasion, an actual collapse. Two realities pressing together until one stops existing. And Tobey's Spider-Man does the only thing he knows how to do. He keeps pulling people out of the wreckage, long past the point where a street-level hero could matter. Deadpool and the current Wolverine variant get pulled in because they understand unstable timelines from the inside. They've dealt with the organization that monitors this, and they know what a dying reality looks like. I think Wolverine and Tobey fight at first, and the reason is beautiful. Logan is finishing a multiversal job bigger than any one world, and he's made peace with the math. Tobey refuses any plan that treats his universe as an acceptable loss. One man is fighting for a world already gone. The other knows saving everyone stopped being possible. Then the incursion hits its final stage and the collapse takes them. Tobey, Wolverine, and probably Deadpool are consumed, and the audience believes Marvel killed 3 legacy characters in its opening minutes. And no, the healing factor doesn't save Wade, which is the detail people miss. An incursion doesn't injure a body. It deletes the reality that body exists in. There's nothing to regenerate into if the universe is gone. My prediction is that Secret Wars later reveals none of them died. They were pulled out in the final fraction of a second and placed inside something built to survive the end of a universe. That's not a leak. It's how I'd build a devastating opening while keeping them alive. The idea has a source, and this is the one comic reference I need. In Jonathan Hickman's 2015 Secret Wars, Reed Richards builds a life-raft designed to outlast the death of the multiverse. A small group rides inside while Dr. Doom assembles Battleworld from the pieces of destroyed realities. Only one element matters. The people inside come out remembering. Everyone else accepts the identity Doom hands them, which makes the survivors dangerous. So the vessel carrying Tobey, Wolverine, and Deadpool becomes the MCU version of that raft. It isn't preserving 3 bodies. It's preserving the history, identity, and memory of realities that are gone, which makes Reed Richards essential. And not just because he's the engineer. Reed is the one mind capable of building something that outlives a universe. But that undersells what he's for. He's also one of Doom's oldest enemies, and I bet he becomes the intellectual center of the resistance. Doom controls Battleworld, rewrites its history, and convinces its people that he saved existence. Reed is one of the few who could study that world and see how it was assembled and where it comes apart. That only works if he keeps his real memories, which is why I'm putting him on the lifeboat. It's a great rivalry. Doom preserved fragments of existence and made them a personal kingdom. Reed remembers what came before and believes reality can be rebuilt without a god on top of it. Reed supplies the strategy. Spider-Man supplies the heart, which brings us to Tom Holland. He hasn't been announced as part of the principal Doomsday cast, and he hasn't appeared in the public footage. I'm not calling his absence a locked fact. There's room for a masked appearance or a post-credits reveal, but I think his role is small on purpose, for two reasons. The practical one is that Doomsday already carries an impossible load. The Avengers, the new Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, Doctor Doom, incursions, and characters from several realities. Something has to give. The narrative one is sharper. After No Way Home, none of these heroes remember Peter Parker's identity or his history with the Avengers. He isn't connected to Sam Wilson, Bucky Barnes, Yelena Belova, or the Fantastic Four anymore. And Brand New Day has only just rebuilt him as an isolated, grounded, street-level hero. Dropping that Peter into Marvel's most crowded movie would waste him. Look at that final card again. Spider-Man will return, and it refuses to say where. I think it refuses because the answer is the reveal. My read is that Doomsday uses Tobey's Spider-Man to represent the death of the older Marvel realities, and saves Tom Holland's to represent the future of this one. I'm trying to reach 10,000 subscribers before Doomsday hits theaters. If you'd like to support me, I'd be very happy if you subscribed, turned on notifications, and liked the video. Enjoy the video. So why extract Tom at all? And why late? Deadpool and Wolverine handed us the vocabulary. That movie established that the Logan who died in Logan was the anchor being of his reality, and that once he was gone, his timeline began decaying. Wade's fix was dragging in a replacement Wolverine, though the story never established that anchor beings can be swapped out like a part. My theory is that Tom Holland's Peter Parker is the anchor being of the main MCU reality. Marvel has never confirmed that, and I want it stated plainly before I make the case. Peter keeps standing at the intersection of different Marvel realities. No Way Home gathered multiple Spider-Man universes and organized all of them around the identity of Peter Parker, then ended with him accepting erasure from everyone's memory to stop the multiverse from tearing open. The story treated his existence as the pressure point. He's also the connective tissue between the MCU, Sony's characters, and every earlier live-action Spider-Man, with Tony Stark and Steve Rogers gone. He's the ordinary human heart of increasingly cosmic storytelling. That's also why I don't think he's taken early. Removing a potential anchor being while his world can still be saved would accelerate the collapse you're trying to prevent. So he stays until the incursion is irreversible, and he's pulled out at the last possible moment before Earth 616 is gone. The point wouldn't be saving buildings or populations. Nobody can. It would be saving the person most tied to that reality's identity. The lifeboat isn't a rescue ship. It's a container for the living memory of dead universes, which is why I believe the Brand New Day post-credits scene doesn't get explained in Doomsday's main story. It gets explained in its post-credits scene. Picture the movie ending with Doom winning. Battleworld exists. Heroes wake with rearranged memories and lives that feel entirely normal from the inside. Nobody knows. Then the credits roll, and we cut to the lifeboat. Tobey's Spider-Man, Wolverine, Deadpool, and Reed Richards are alive in there. They remember the worlds that burned, and they can see Battleworld as a construction. Then, either a surviving tracker signal leads them toward Tom Holland's Peter, or the technology Deadpool and Wolverine already know opens one final door and pulls him out of the collapse of Earth 616. That reveal explains his absence, installs him as a lead of Secret Wars, and reframes Brand New Day. The deep space signal was Tobey, the Queen's signal was Tom. Still home until the last moment, then Secret Wars begins, with Battleworld stitched from fragments of destroyed realities and Doom ruling it. The survivors know it's artificial. Almost nobody else does. Reed reads Doom's system and leads the strategy. Tobey is a Spider-Man whose universe is already gone. Wolverine understands what happens when a timeline's survival is tied to one person. Deadpool recognizes manipulated reality, and Tom's Peter carries the main MCU inside him. He's the perfect emotional lead, and the symmetry is cruel. No Way Home forced him to live in a world where everyone had forgotten the truth about him. Battleworld drops him into a world where everyone has forgotten the truth about themselves. And Doom wears Robert Downey Downey Jr.'s face. I'm not claiming Doom is a Tony Stark variant, because that isn't confirmed and I don't need it. What matters is the effect. Peter has to stand across from the face of the man he saw as a mentor and a father, and hear it offer a deal. Doom could hand him a life where Aunt May is alive, where MJ and Ned know who he is, where nothing was ever taken. Peter's real victory isn't punching Doom, it's refusing a perfect life and choosing a painful truth. Reed wins the intellectual war. Peter becomes the moral center, and the comics back that, since Spider-Man survives the collapse in the 2015 story, and the original Secret Wars gave him the black suit. So circle back to that app blinking over Queens. My theory is that the signal in space is the first sign the multiverse has already started choosing its survivors. Tobey escaping the death of his reality. Tom still standing on Earth until the very end. Doomsday destroys the old worlds, and Secret Wars opens with the handful of people who still remember them. Tobey, Wolverine, Deadpool, and Reed survive the crossing. Tom is pulled out later because of what he means to Earth, 616, and together they become the only group capable of proving Doom's paradise is a lie. So where do you think Spider-Man went in the post-credits scene? Let me know below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.